we are starting away with question number 11. Now see, this is where your real chapter starts. Okay, it's not that the first part was all useless or something. No, it gave you the concepts. Okay, now let's start to build up on that. When I started now with this chapter, in the first lecture, I told you my main purpose of doing this entire chapter is to tell you all how to value closing stock of WIP. That was my main purpose. So we are going to be accomplishing that purpose now. Okay, we are going to be doing the questions wherever we learn how to value WIP stock. Now, this last two questions of profit centers, those will not be getting continued in future. So you can for some time keep that particular knowledge completely aside. I will not require that particular thing at all. Okay. What I'll still require is your situations of normal loss, abnormal gain, and that also after around 3 questions from now. Okay. Let's do question number 11. Now, this is super important. Process costing, I told you all in the first lecture, it will come for sure for 12 to 16 marks. Out of that, 90% chance whatever we are doing now will be coming in exams. Okay. So I told you all the other day that profit centers questions have come, but not too often. Okay, very less. But if they come, they'll be coming around for 16 marks. But whatever will be coming, that is something that we are doing right now. Okay, so let's do this. Question number 11. From the following information, prepare process account. Opening WIP 200 units, 800. Stage of completion, material, labor, overheads. Units introduced, transferred to the next process. Closing stock 150 units, stage of completion, material, labor, overheads. Cost incurred during the period, material 1050, labor 2250, production overheads 1125. Total will be 4425. Okay. So, what is our purpose in this particular question? It's there on the first line. Prepare process account. So, let's start to prepare our process account now. Okay, so write down please. Now, I think we got to be preparing. Now see, somewhere or the other, now this line is there. Transfer to next process. So there will be another process. So let's call this thing as process 1 account. We are trying to have a normal column, quantity, amount, quantity, amount. Now prepare this approximately for 6 lines. That should be enough. Now, see, now first question, remain with me. Don't try to hurry it up. One question will be all done, no? Then it will not remain that difficult. Okay, see. First of all, opening stock. So, you all can write down over here, the opening stock should be the first thing that should come. This is process account. Process account is a short form of work in process. It's a stock account. It's a real account. Has to be starting with opening stock of WIP and has to be ending with closing stock of WIP. So, therefore, you will write down to opening stock. $200 units. Now, amount is 800. Next. Units introduced, that we'll see after some time. Transfer to next process, that we all know where does it come. There are no normal losses and so on in the first 3 questions of this. Okay, so therefore you can write down by process 2. How much? 1100. Further, closing stock 150 units. Closing stock, you all can write down on the credit side by closing stock 150 units. Okay. Then cost incurred in the period, material, labor, factory overhead. So therefore on the debit side you all can write down 2 material, 2 labor, 2 factory overheads. For material 1050 rupees was spent. For labor 2250. For production overheads 1125. Till now we have not seen this data. Till now we all have not seen this particular data. That we'll see after some time. You all don't know the meaning of the term stage of completion also, so let's just wait for it. Okay. Now I'm balancing off the quantities. So total on the credit side 1250. Total 1250. Now there is a balancing figure on the debit side of 1050. That is this figure minus this figure. You can write it anywhere. You can write it here, you can write it here, you can write it over here. It doesn't matter. Okay, you just have to try to write it. Although all the books, they write it against material. That is the only small petty reason that I'm trying to be writing over here. Else you can write it anywhere on the debit side. It hardly matters. Now, even if you are writing it against materials, please do remember this yellow figure has got nothing to do with this green figure. Okay, that you will start to realize the moment I'll tell you now. See. Now, before we all proceed further, now I'm trying to interpret all these numbers for you. Okay. I'm writing 1 over here. I'm writing 2 over here. I'm writing 3 over here. I'm writing 4. Again 4. Again 4. I'm writing 5 over here, I'm writing 6 over here, I'm writing 7 over here, I'm writing 8 over here. You write down all these numbers, please. Now see, what are all these numbers now? Listen. First, now this data is for some period which is not given to me. When that period started, I had 200 WIP units. WIP means incomplete units. Example, if I make calces, when this period had started, I had 200 calces which were partly made. Obviously, if it were fully made, it would have been transferred to the next particular process. Okay. So therefore, in this particular case, when this period had started, we had 200 incomplete calces like this. Okay. You all understood what did I say?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we had 200 incomplete units when this period had started. You all write down incomplete units on the first day. Next. Now, I had 200 incomplete calces. Can we say, even if those are incomplete, I must have spent something, no, for them?
Yes, sir.
So, how much I have spent till now on these 200 incomplete units? That is 800. Tell me one thing, is this last period's cost or current period cost? Last period. We must have incurred this particular cost in the last period. So therefore, you all write down second. Cost incurred on opening stock. Cost incurred on opening stock in the last period. For third, this particular figure. Now see, these many units I had incomplete on the first day. What is 1050? These are units introduced. These are production started. What does it mean? That means that in this period, I started the production of 1050 calculators more. You understood the meaning? I started, okay, means I put in that much amount of material due to which I will be able to start 1050 production of 1050 calculator. I'm saying production is started. I'm not saying it is completed. Okay, I'll repeat once more. So therefore, in this particular period, I have started the production of how many calculators more? 1050. This is units started. These are units introduced. I have started the production of 1050 calcs. You all write down. Production started or units introduced. Fourth. Now see. Can we say this figure and this figure, all of them represent current period cost, no? This is whatever you have incurred in this particular period. Okay, so write down fourth, current period cost. Only that much. Current period cost. Fifth. Now see, I had 200 units incomplete on the first day. Okay, I started the production of 1050 calculators more. So therefore, total will become 1250. Okay. Now, out of 1250, how many calculators were completely made in this particular period? 1100. This is production completed. This is finished goods from the point of view of process 1. Are you understanding this?
Yes, sir.
So in this period, I have completed the production of 1100 calculators. You all write down fifth, production completed. Sixth in this particular case, 200 I had in beginning, 1050 I started more. So therefore, in all it was 1250. Out of 1250, 1100 is all completed. So therefore, 150 is not completed till now. So therefore, these are units incomplete at the end of the period. You can call that thing as closing WIP also. But we will be writing those words. You all write down sixth, units incomplete on the last day. Next, seventh. Now see, we produced 1100 calcs in this period. Okay. Obviously, you all will understand. On debit side, if I have cost, on credit side also, I'll be having cost only, no? Okay. So the number that will be coming over here, that will be representing what? Can we say that will be representing cost of 1100 calculators?
Yes, sir.
So,
Yes.
in your and my words, means this should represent cost of goods completed. Are the words fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so write on seventh, cost of goods completed. And lastly, the eighth one. Obviously, this will represent cost of these 150 incomplete units. Okay, so you all can write down cost of closing WIP. Seventh is cost of goods completed. Eighth is cost of closing WIP. Done. Now see, further. Now, this question will all get completed when I prepare process account. Sir, you have already prepared. But I don't have these two numbers. The moment I get these two numbers, my job will be altogether done. Okay. And for that, in every question, we are going to be having around 3 statements that will lead us to the final answer. Okay. You will write down over here first, or your Roman number 1, you can write down statement of equivalent output or statement of equivalent production. If you want, you can total up the debit side of the cost and put it on the credit side also. Five two two five 5225. Now see, in this statement, I'm telling something which is very basic that I told you all in cost sheet also. One particulars column, one total column, and see now. This is my closing stock of WIP. Closing stock of WIP will get valued at cost. Cost, don't think. See above your WIP stock in your cost sheet. Forget that also. See on the debit side of your process account. Whichever costs are there on the debit side, can we say they will start to go inside my closing stock, no? Correct, no?
Yes.
So therefore, my closing stock of WIP will get valued at cost. Cost should be having 3 ingredients, that is material, just wait, labor and factory overheads. Okay. In material, there is percentage, there is units. In labor, there is percentage, there is units. In factory overheads, there is percentage, there is units. This you are going to be doing in each and every question. Make this approximately for 5 to 6 lines, not more than that. Now, see, I am teaching you this particular chapter so that you can learn how to value WIP stock. Whenever you have to value any stock, you follow some method in life. By default, you will always follow FIFO method. So, write down over here FIFO. Second, listen carefully. Now, whenever I talk of FIFO method, if I am talking of raw material stock, for raw material stock, FIFO means what to me? FIFO means whichever raw material I purchase first, speak further.
Will be first sold.
Will be first sold, but raw material is never sold.
Will be converted into finished goods.
Okay, I'll speak a normal sentence which you should have used. Yes, that's correct. Whatever you purchased first, you will consume first. Is that all okay?
Yes.
Okay. Second, if I ever talk of FIFO method for finished goods, I think we should always be thinking like this only. Whichever finished goods are produced first, now speak better, will be sold first. But today, I am not teaching you raw material. I am not teaching you finished goods. I am teaching you WIP. WIP is there in factory. Obviously, for WIP, FIFO method should mean whichever production was started first will be completed first. Is that all fine?
Yes, sir.
Whichever goods were started first will be finished first. Okay. So now you are thinking in your mind. Okay. And you are going to be telling me from here. if I'll follow FIFO method, you all tell me what was the first thing that would have been done in this period. Tell me a number first.
200.
200. Can you say 200 units were started in the last period but will be getting completed first?
Yes, sir.
Whatever production was started first should be getting completed first. Now I'll speak this line for the third time. Whatever production was started first will be completed first. Okay. Can you say completed units are 1100? Out of 1100, 200 units must be from opening stock, no?
Yes.
Is that all okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir.
So I have completed production of 1100 calces. Out of that, 200 calces were which calces? Which were, speak further, which were started in the last period or which were there in opening stock. Okay, you do that bifurcation of 200 first. Second, can we say out of 1100, 200 is this, so therefore remaining 900 in this particular case is your balancing figure. That will be out of 1050, no?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, so therefore do that 900 and bring that same 900 over here also. 900. Further. So now try to be thinking like this. I'm trying to use some shades of color so therefore you all can understand. 200 units which were started first were completed first because I'm following FIFO method. Then this 900 must have come from here. So 900 units are which units? Can you speak some English sentences for that? 900 units are which units?
Current year.
These are those units which were started also in this period, and speak the next sentence.
Completed in this.
Completed also in this particular period only. Is that fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And your third and the last figure over here, obviously out of 1050 units that you started, 900 units you have completed. Okay. So therefore, can you say 150 units you all have not completed, no? Tell me this 150 is visible also on the credit side, no?
Yes, yes.
In form of your closing stock. So therefore, this particular thing is your closing stock. Now, once we all have done this, no, I do not require this 1050 because I have the breakup of it. I'll talk of the breakup. I do not require this 1100 because I have the breakup of it. Okay. So, now you all will understand in this year, okay, in this year, we all have done three things. Okay. Which three things we have done? You speak in a sequential order. There are three things that happened in this period as far as your production went. Tell me the first thing.
Opening stock got converted into.
Opening stock must be partially completed in the last period. But can we say we processed it more and completed it?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. What was the second thing done in this period? Tell me the number first.
900.
900. Can we say these were started and finished?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Lastly, 150. See what words I'm using. Can we say these are those 150 units which were started in this period but not completed in this period?
Yes, sir.
That is why it is there in closing WIP. No, if it was completed, it would have been transferred to process 2. I'm exactly writing these particular three things, but just see what words I'm writing. For these 200, what I'm writing, opening stock, you will be writing full word, processed further and completed. Okay, this is first, there were 200 units like this. Then 900 units were started and finished in this particular period. Third, 150 units were started but they were not finished in this particular period. Okay, you write down these three things, please. Opening stock processed further and completed 200, started and finished 900, started and not finished 150. Now, you're taking 5 minutes break because I'll require good brains from your side. In 5 minutes, we all will restart. Okay. Take a break of 5 minutes because then solid brain work has to be done. Till now, what we all have done? We recorded the quantities, we recorded opening stock, we recorded units introduced, we recorded how much is transferred to the next process, and we recorded our closing stock. So therefore, these are the 4 things that we all did. We all recorded the amounts to the extent we all had. Then we thought by default we follow FIFO method. FIFO method says whatever production has been started first will get completed first. So based upon that, first thing is that we did this 200 part over here. Balancing figure over here was 900. That 900 got shifted over here. So out of this figure, 900 is completed. So 150 is not completed. That's nothing but your closing stock. Okay. In your statement of equivalent output, we are only writing what work has been done in this particular period. So the work that has been done, we have completed 200 units. Tell me just one small thing and everybody will reply. Were these 200 units fully made in this period? No, part of them were done in the last period, right? 900 units we have started and finished in this period, and 150 units we started but then we could not complete because the year ending came in middle. Okay, so then what to do now? Now in this case, let's start to be completing the things. Now see, FIFO and LIFO method, although I'm only talking of the FIFO method, but FIFO and LIFO method, they always distinguish that this is your current period cost and this is your last period cost. So therefore, current period costs are 1050, 2250 and 1125. This is your last period cost. Under FIFO method, we are always interested in knowing one thing. We incurred this much amount of cost. But by incurring this cost, what the hell we have done? By incurring this cost, what the hell we have done? That is what we are trying to be speaking of right now. Okay. Now, listen very carefully. Out of all these, by incurring these particular costs, what we have done, now you'll have to answer me. See, I'm explaining you these 3 figures. Whatever I say for labor, after some time you can start to apply it to material also. Now see, for the first time, look at this particular figure. This is opening stock, stage of completion, 40% labor. Now what does it mean? See, when your this period started, you had 200 units in opening WIP. Obviously, WIP means it is not completed, but obviously some work has been done on it. How much work has been done? Worker has worked on it to the extent of 40%. Okay, in my small words, if I can try to be saying, if a worker requires 10 hours to make a product fully, out of those 10 hours, he has put in how many hours till now? 4 hours. Is this understood?
Yes.
You understood the meaning of the term stage of completion?
Yes, sir.
So stage of completion means how much work you all have done. Example, till now in costing, suppose I have completed 30% of your portion. That 30% is stage of completion. Okay, so exactly that particular thing only. Now see, my opening stock already had 40% of labor. Okay, worker has already worked on it for 40%. But you are trying to do FIFO method. Tell me, how much is current period's labor cost?
2250.
2250. That is this particular figure. This is current period labor cost. What you got to be thinking? We incurred 2250 means we paid this much to our workers. But by paying 2250, what work my workers have done? That is whatever I am interested in knowing. So therefore, can we say when this period started, 200 units were already completed to the extent of 40%, no?
Yes, sir.
So can we say we are saying this, opening stock processed further and completed. We are ourselves saying this particular thing, that 200 units were 40% complete as far as labor goes, and we ourselves are saying that opening stock was processed further and completed. So therefore, can we say we must have added dash percentage to make it complete? What percentage?
60%.
60%. So therefore, workers must have worked on opening stock to the extent of 60%. Okay. I have done my duty. Now it is your duty. And think. For next thing, you don't need to be thinking also much. But still, tell me on these 900 units, how much percentage of work has been done by workers in this particular period? 100%. Beta, these units were started also in this period. You start anything from 0. and it was completed also in this particular period, can we say 100% labor must have been incurred in this particular period? No, that's okay.
Yes, sir.
So therefore, I'm writing 100% over here. Last thing, this is your test now. Closing stock of 150 units had 70% of labor. Tell me how much should I be writing over here? 70% or 30%? Think.
20%.
How much?
70.
70%. Beta, these 150 units were started in this period. Can you say anything starts from zero? No.
Yes, sir.
And when the period ending came, when the year ending came, on these units, workers had worked to the extent of 70%. Okay. So that means in this particular period, we completed the goods to the extent of 70% only, no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now see. If you ever get confused, I think a very simple thing actually in all such cases. I think what was the stage of completion in the beginning? What was the stage of completion in end? The difference is your answer. If I'll apply the same logic to all these three numbers, opening stock already was completed to the extent of 40%, but then we have completed the goods in this particular period. So therefore, we must have added another 60%. Is that okay?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Now, the next thing. Goods were started also in this particular period, completed also in this particular period. So 100% was added in this particular period because we went from 0 to 100 in this particular period, no?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Last.
Sir.
Third, these particular 150 units were started in this particular period, means they were started from 0, and till the time year ending came, 70% labor had done the work. So therefore 70% was done in this particular period. Okay, done. Now, what we are going to be doing next? You write down these three percentages. Now see, what we are going to be doing, 200 into 60%, write it over here 120. Now, why is this particular thing done and what does 120 mean? Simple it is, see. If anybody asked me, what was the labor cost in this period? Tell me what was the labor cost in this particular period?
2250.
2250. That is this particular figure. If somebody asked me by incurring 2250, how much you have produced? Beta, I cannot add these three numbers. I cannot say I produced 200 units also, 900 units also, 150 units also, because each of them had different amount of labor to be worked in this particular period. You all understood this?
Yes, yes.
Have I fully completed 200 units in this particular period only? No, 40% was already completed, no, before.
Yes.
900 units I did from start to end. Okay. But again, 150 units, labor has only worked till now to the extent of 70%. No. Is that okay?
Yes.
So I cannot add these particular three numbers because in all these particular three numbers, labor is available to a different extent. Okay. So therefore, what do I do? What do I do? Once only I am saying, listen very carefully. I multiply 200 by 60% to make that as 120. What is 120? It is called as equivalent output. What do you mean by equivalent output? Think whatever I am saying, does it make sense or not? Completing 200 units to the extent of 60% is also exactly equal to completing 120 units fully.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You understood this?
Yes,
If you
sir.
did not, I'll speak in slightly longer sentences. Whatever cost is required to complete 200 units to the extent of 60%, exactly the same cost will be required to fully complete 120 units.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's all fine by everybody? This 120 is popularly called as equivalent units, that is WIP units, completed or represented in form of completed units. So therefore, what I am saying now, completing 200 units to the extent of 60% is exactly same as fully completing 120 units, at least in terms of cost. If for any reason anybody has a doubt, okay, I'll try to put just some artificial numbers, so therefore you all can try to be thinking. Suppose 1 unit of finished goods, once it is over, requires 10 hours by the worker, and I pay the worker at the rate of 25 per hour. So therefore, 1 unit requires 250 rupees of labor. Okay, this is any example or not related to this particular question. Okay, now see. I had 200 units in opening WIP. Can we say worker had already worked on it to the extent of 40% in the last period?
Yes.
Yes.
So therefore workers must have worked on it for how many hours? 4 hours. You all understood how did 4 come?
Yes, sir.
10 hours are required, no? Okay, but they have done 40% of their job on this particular products. Okay. At the rate of rupees 25. You get me this answer, please? 200 into 4 into 25. This will be coming to how much? 20,000. Okay. So can we say in this particular period, they are going to be spending another 6 hours and completing this particular product? Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
So therefore this particular figure will come to how much? 30,000. So can we say labor cost in this particular year, okay, that will be incurred will be 30,000. Is 30,000 okay?
Yes.
Now I'm speaking the next particular sentence. Can we say the cost that is required to complete 200 units to the extent of 60% will be exactly same as cost that is required to fully complete 120 units.
Yes, sir.
If that is not okay, try to be thinking like this now. Can we say if 120 units had to be fully completed, I would have incurred in this particular case 250 rupees per unit, no?
Yes, sir.
That will be also coming to 30,000, no? So I'm speaking that sentence once more. The cost that is required to complete 200 units to the extent of 60% will be exactly same as, continue further.
Completing 120 units.
That will be exactly same as cost to fully complete 120 units. This 120 is popularly called as equivalent output. Example, in my class, suppose work of benches is going on. I tell my carpenters, complete 2 benches, half. You'll understand the wood that is required to make 2 benches half will always be equal to
One fully bench.
to complete 1 full bench. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to be saying. The cost that is required to complete 200 units to the extent of 60% is exactly same as cost that will be incurred for 120 complete units. Now see, why do we do this? You will just realize 900 into 100%, this will give you 900. 150 into 70%, this particular figure will be giving you 105. Okay, I'm adding these particular things. So 900 plus 120 plus 105. This will be in this particular case coming to 1125. Now see, last sentence I'm speaking now. Tell me now, what was the labor cost incurred in this year? I'm asking for the 5th time, I think. 2250. If somebody asked me, sir, 2250 you have incurred, I say yes. Sir, you have incurred and you have produced how many units out of it? I have produced 120 complete units. I have produced 900 complete units. I have produced 105 complete units. So therefore by incurring 2250, I have produced 1125 fully completed units. Is this language okay?
Yes.
I could not have added these particular numbers because they had different amount of labor inside them. But what my strategy was, I converted all of them into equivalent output. Can we say 120 now represents fully completed units?
Yes, sir.
900 represents fully completed units. 105 represents fully completed units. So therefore 1125 represents fully completed units. So therefore I incurred 2250 in this particular period, and by incurring 2250 in this particular case, I have produced 1125 complete units. Bus, my job is done. Your statement of equivalent output is almost done for for labor. You all check the textbook now and start to be completing for labor and factory overheads right now. You write down this first, please. Now, complete it for the other 2 aspects also, please. Complete for material, complete for factory overheads. Once it is done, do let me know, please. This is job done. This obviously is 0, correct, no?
Yes, sir.
Beta, opening stock already had 100% materials. So therefore, in this particular period, how much you would have added? 0. This will always be 100. This is 900. Tell me, how much you all have written for closing stock?
100.
100. So these goods were started in this particular period. So therefore, they started from 0 until the time we ended, it became 100. So therefore, 100% was in this particular period. You got materials correct, no? Don't give me a heart attack. You got it correct, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I guess factory overheads is exactly same as labor only, no? So no brains are required for that. 60%, 100%, 70%, 120, 900, 105, 1125. Job done. Now, further. Now, this is our first statement that I'll prepare in every question. Okay. Now, our second statement. Write down. Cost per unit of output. Write down material, labor, and factory overheads. Now tell me, what was current period's material cost?
1050.
1050. You see that thing from the process account, please. These are the 3 costs that I want. This much is whatever you have incurred in this particular period. Now, this much is a cost you incurred, but by incurring this, what you have done? Sir, in reference to material, I have produced 1050 completed units. You understood this word 1050 completed units?
Yes, sir.
Everything we are converting into equivalent output. Equivalent output means incompleted units converted in terms of completed units. So therefore 1050, 1125, 1125. So 3 numbers, 1, 2, 1, 4. Now what does all these numbers mean? These numbers mean what? If any unit has been completed in this particular period, if any unit has been completed in this particular period, then on that material cost that we have incurred in this period is ₹1 per unit. See, these are current period cost, these are current period's output. So therefore these represents current unit cost. So if I have produced anything, in this particular period, then in that particular case, material cost on that is ₹1. If I have produced any unit in this particular period, labor cost incurred on that is 2. If I have produced anything in this particular period, then factory overheads on that is ₹1. So therefore, we can also be saying, if I have produced any product full in this particular period, can we say we are incurring ₹4 on it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, these are the current period costs. Okay, this is all done. Last, I'm moving towards completing the question now. I want this answer, my job will be done. Tell me one thing, 7th represents what? You all had written some words. 7th represents what? Cost of goods completed. So that is exactly the same sentence I'm going to be writing. Write down total cost of. Write down on the first line, on the next line, goods completed. Now, so I want cost of goods completed. Can I say goods completed were 1100, no?
Yes.
Okay, so therefore I want cost of 1100 units. Okay, I want cost of 1100 units. Can we say cost of 1100 units will be cost of 2 different things? It will be cost of 200 units plus cost of 900 units. Is that all okay?
Yes, sir.
That is supposed to be the breakup of it. So let's do those 2 things. So first of all, 200 represents opening stock. Acha. Now one other thing also. Can we say even on opening stock, we have incurred the cost 2 times, no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How 2 times?
40% and 60%.
No. I'll speak in simple words. Something we have incurred in the last period and something we have incurred in the current period. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Tell me one thing, how much we have already incurred in the last period? What is that number? I want rupees figure, please. It is visible on your screens right now.
800.
We have already incurred 800 rupees on it. Don't say 40 and 60% because 40 and 60 does not apply to every expense, please. Okay, it is different for different expenses. Okay, like for material in this particular case, we have already done 100% work in the last year. In this period, it is 0. So therefore, don't say that. So see, what I want to be doing is a very simple thing. I want to be finding out cost of these 1100 units. Just a sec. I want to be finding out cost of these 1100 units. So therefore, cost of these 1100 units will be cost of 200 plus cost of 900. Even on these 200 units, I've already incurred something in the last period. See, whatever is on debit side, can we say when these 200 units become part of 1100, they will be going to the next particular process. When they go to the next particular process, I want to transfer their entire cost to the next process. No.
Yes.
Entire cost means whatever I have ever incurred on 200 units, but I have incurred on 200 units 2 times. I have incurred something in the last period already. That amount in this case is 800. So therefore, you all write down opening stock, cost already incurred. 800. And in case you wish to be writing total cost of goods completed means 1100 units. In case you wish to be writing that, you can always be doing that, please. Now, but something more I'll be incurring in this particular period. So therefore, cost incurred in this period. Now, see, now this part is supposed to be the easiest. How much you have incurred in this particular period? In this particular period, you can incur more on material, you can incur more on labor, you can incur more on factory overhead. So write down. Now, what you have to be doing is a very simple thing. Whatever work has been done in this particular period, you have that over here, beta. Okay. So therefore, on opening stock, I have added how many units of material? 0. But for labor, I have done the work of 120 completed units. For factory overheads, I have done the work of 120 completed units. Is this understood?
Yes.
And as far as these are the quantities was, okay, as far as the cost goes, 1, 2 and 1. That is this particular thing. So therefore, this is 0, this is 240, this is 120, this is 360. I'm just asking for time pass only. Tell me what is the basic difference between 800 and 360? 800 represents which period's cost? Last period. And can you say 360 is the cost of this particular period, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So therefore, can we say for 200 units, last period and current period, totally I've incurred 1160, no?
Yes, sir.
Tell me one thing, have I got the cost of 1100 units?
No.
No, I have got the cost of 200 units. Can we say remaining 900 are started and finished, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so therefore you write down over here, add started and finished. Tell me, how many units were started and finished in this particular period? 900. Now what I can do, you all don't do. If I'm a stupid person, then I would like to be doing this. Material, labor, factory overheads. And I will tell you, see this, see this, see this. And then I should be writing 3 times over here. 900, 900, 900, into, 1, 2 and 1. But neither I am stupid nor you are stupid. Why to waste 3 lines for it? Tell me, I should directly get the answer. What into what?
900 into 4.
900 into 4. Can we say all these units were fully started in this period and fully completed in this particular period? So every cost that was incurred in this particular period only. So total cost incurred was rupees 4. Is that okay?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So therefore you directly write down in one single sentence only. 900 into 4, 3600. Total it up 4760. So total cost of goods completed is 4760. So the seventh figure is that particular figure only that we all want. So therefore that's 4760. Next. Can we say we want cost of closing stock, no?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You do one thing just for time pass. You get this figure as a balancing figure first, please.
465.
465. But obviously I'm going to be computing it. It's very simple. Write down second. Closing stock.
Done, sir.
Now see. Closing stock. Now closing stock was 150 units here. That is over here. Started and not finished means closing stock, right? So write down on that we must have incurred material, we must have incurred labor, we must have incurred factory overheads. Tell me three numbers please now. You are big enough to tell me now please.
150, 105, 105.
150, 105, 105 into 1, 2 and 1. Get this, get this, get this. Total in any case should be 465 only.
Done, sir.
Now see, this is end of a normal question, okay, whereby we don't have normal loss, we don't have abnormal loss. We just have plain stuff like, the data is given, you solve. Now see, what I did in this particular question, I'm just trying to be repeating because next question is supposed to be done by you, but then it'll be having two different points. That I'll try to brief you all, okay, that will not be a problem for you all, okay, but whatever you all did in this particular question was in this order. You write down opening stock quantity, opening stock amount. You write down this particular data, these are current period cost. You write down this, you write down this. This figure originally actually in this question it was given, okay, 1050 units introduced, okay. In any case you can find it off as a balancing figure also, okay. Once you all do that, by default you are going to be following which method?
FIFO.
FIFO method. So therefore whatever production was started first will be getting completed first. That number you copy over here. This will be your balancing figure. This figure must have come from here. So therefore this figure gets broken up into this part. The remaining will be your closing stock. Then start to make your statement of equivalent output, particulars total, and whichever costs are there on the debit side. For everything we are going to be having a separate column, material, labor and overheads. Okay. In that you have to be thinking what work was done in this particular period. So therefore three works must have been done. Opening stock was partially completed in the last period only, must have been processed further and fully completed. Some units must have been fully started and fully completed in this particular period. And lastly in this case, some units were started but not completed. Okay. Once you all do that, then you got to be writing all these percentages that you all are aware. Okay. Once all those things are done, get all these particular thing totals. Then take current period cost divided by current period's output. Okay, once you all do that, after that start to be making this particular statement. In end your account should tally. Okay. In exams you can always try to take one figure as a balancing figure also. Okay, but in class no, we are going to be getting every figure and we are going to be tallying the account. You understood what I said right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we are going to be getting all the figures and we are going to be tallying the account. In exams By that time, you will be quite confident. You can take one of the figures as a balancing figures. That's okay. All those things you will do in exams. Okay. But here we are going to be taking one. We are going to be getting all the figures and tallying it off. Okay. Now, just one other thing. If you had some experience, no, in questions like this, what I would have told you is that, tell me, is stage of completion of labor and factory overhead same everywhere?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So what you all should do, no, don't prepare things like this. What you do? Don't prepare only for factory overheads. Okay. Give a common heading over here, labor and factory overheads. Can you say this data will be applicable for both of them, no?
Yes.
Why to be preparing it one more time, yaar, as such? Okay, we'll not prepare it only. We'll give the heading labor and factory. But after that, no, do one more thing which will help you. Over here also, no, labor and factory overheads. Okay, don't write it twice. Write it like this only, labor and factory overheads. And then combine both these particular costs. So therefore, I will be writing 2250 plus 1125. Can you say now this is the combined cost, no?
Yes, sir.
For 1125 units. You take your calci, you do this particular thing, answer will be coming to 3. Please just do it.
Yes, sir.
Can we say instead of getting 2 rupee and 1 rupee, you have directly got 3. That is a combined thing, no?
Yes, sir.
That will save 5 to 6 seconds of your life at least. Okay, so therefore, this total in any case will be 4 only. But this, no, will keep on saving your 5 to 6 seconds again and again and again at every place. Example, over here also you can directly write 120 into 3, no? That in any case will be giving you 360.
Yes.
Everybody understood this?
Yes, sir.
And exactly the same thing over here also. You all can directly do 105 into 3, no? 105 becomes common, no?
Yes, sir.
So then in that case, you will be getting the same particular answers. Okay, so it is all fine if you are going to be doing that. But this thing you can only do if the stage of completion is same everywhere. Is that fine for everybody?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so next question you are supposed to be doing, but I am just reading the shorts of this particular question, was the first question. We have to make statement of equivalent output as there is WIP stock and stage of completion is given. In our initial question, stage of completion was not given. Now somebody can always be asking, sir, in the first 3 questions, why this thing was not taught? Because you think there was no WIP stock, no, at that time.
Yes, sir.
When we started first day, you did not have stock, no. If you did not have stock, means you did not have stage of completion. So therefore, then in that case, I could not have taught you these particular things. Further, by default, we always follow FIFO method. And under FIFO method, opening stock, labor was 40%. Hence, in this period, labor must have worked for completing the remaining 60%. I just try to give the logic of that 60% wala thing, nothing else. Okay. Now, next question you are going to be starting and finishing. I will not be there with you for this particular question. Okay, but few things I will be there. Just a sec. Question number 12. Read. X Limited manufactures a product. It follows process costing. At the beginning of the month of June, the inventory of WIP showed 400 units. 40% complete, valued as follows. When they say 40% complete, it means material is also 40%. Labor is also 40%, overheads is also 40%. Is that all okay?
Yes, sir.
So, opening stock was 400 units and everything was 40% complete. For time pass, they have given you breakup of this, but I only require the total. In your account, you got to be writing the total figure, no?
Yes,
In the last question also, you can try to be thinking, okay, we wrote down this 800. We never bother about the breakup, no, as such. Okay. So, therefore, you are only interested in this 8,000 figure. Okay. Now, this is important, whatever is coming up now. In the month of June, materials purchased was 75,000. Okay. This was materials purchased. Wages and overheads in the month amounted to 79,200 and 21,120 respectively. This is too important. Actual issue of material was 68,500. See, for material, no, they have given you 2 figures. They have given you materials purchased. They have given you materials issued. Materials issued means material issued to the factory. Factory will consume the materials, no?
Yes.
Now I'm asking you two things. What do you think in the previous question? This particular figure of 1050 represents material purchased or materials consumed?
Purchased.
Consume.
Obviously consumed, but I'm talking of factory. Okay, this is the materials that was used for my production, no?
Yes, sir.
Beta, with the help of 1050 rupees of material, we produce no something. Okay, so I'm always interested in materials consumed. Materials consumed means material issued. I'm always interested in which particular materials? Materials consumed. If this line was not there, if this line was not there, I will obviously think that whatever material was purchased, speak the next line, was consumed also. But if these figures are separate figures, then in that particular case, I am always interested in which particular number are materials consumed or materials issued. Is that all okay? So this line is going to be a useless line for you all, and that is what I have written below also. If we are given separate numbers for raw material purchased and raw materials consumed or issued, then do remember that we are only interested in raw materials. Write down consumed. Now further. Production completed at the end of the month was 2500. Now one small thing in this particular question, no, it is not given production completed and transferred to the next process. So the next process word is not there. So I'm just trying to be thinking, might be there is only one process. So therefore, do not write down process one account, write down process account. And if there is only one process, from this particular process, if goods will get transferred, they will directly become finished goods. So therefore, just a small thing you can directly write down by finished goods. Further, there was no loss in the process. At the end of the month, WIP inventory was 500 units. Okay, 60% complete as regards labor and overheads, and 80% complete as regards material. I'll speak this sentence once more. At the end of the month, the WIP inventory was 500 units. Okay, this is closing WIP. 60% complete as regards, speak, as regards labor and overhead. 80% complete as regards material. Some people know in exams are in so much amount of hurry as if they want to get married once the exam is over. Okay, read what is given first, labor and overheads, then what is given, materials. Please be careful, don't do all silly errors. Okay, further, prepare process account. You all can start with the question. I will not interfere, but just one thing you all can tell me. Is the stage of completion for material, labor and overheads everywhere same? No. But is it everywhere same for labor and overheads?
Yes.
Yes. So therefore, in this particular case, no. You can prepare a common column in this particular case for labor and overheads. Okay. So therefore, it will be something like this. Statement of equivalent output. This will be material. This will be labor and factory overheads. Okay. Rest I think you will be able to do. Is that all okay? Okay, so therefore opening stock will be coming, material will be coming, labor will be coming, factory overheads will be coming. From here it will be going to finished goods. This particular thing will be nothing but closing stock, and that's it. Some will be ending. Okay, so prepare your this account, prepare your this statement. Cost per unit of output, total cost of goods completed and total cost of closing stock. Exactly in the same way that you all had done in the last particular question. Okay. You all start. Question is there in front of your eyes. In end, it should tally. You have 10 minutes. It should be done in 10 minutes. Got the answer, everybody? It tallies at what? But the closing stock comes to how much? Closing stock? 21,400. Okay, and this particular figure 155 155 420. Correct, no?
Yes, sir.
$25 and $38, no?
Yes, sir.
63. So opening stock cost already incurred is 8,000 plus cost incurred in current period, material, labor and overheads. $15,120, correct? This is 23,120 plus started and finished, that is 2,100 into 63, 132,300, 155,420. Same way for closing stock also. Okay, that is 400 units, 300 units into 2538. This is 10,000, 11,400, 21,400. That's it. Okay. And your account will be tallying. You all have got it now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Everybody got it. Okay. So I have a homework for you all. Easy. It'll take maximum, the same amount of time that you all have taken now. Question number 13. Okay. You all will finish off this particular question. Obviously, you all don't know the answer. That answer we'll try to be checking tomorrow. Okay. So, but whenever you're doing this question, okay, you are not going to be seeing this particular thing. Okay. If you see this, then there is no point of doing it because you will understand from there. Okay. So, don't see that particular data. Rest, try to solve it the way that you all have done the previous one. Okay. So, we have ended away with question number 12. Okay. We will start away with question number 13 in the next lecture. Okay.